The Rona got me in a different setting this week and maybe next week. Just stick with me, man. It's the same old thing, right? What's up? I'm Trent Windsor. We're here in search of the perfect shuffle. Today it's time for a request video, and the album that's been requested is Pure Comedy by Father John Misty. Father John Misty is one of the stage names for Josh Tillman, who is an all-around musician. He's been in about 1,000 bands and has put out plenty of music solo as well. Most notably, he was the drummer for the Fleet Foxes for a little while. In 2017, he released his 11th solo album, third as Father John Misty, called Pure Comedy. It saw a lot of critical success and even earned him a Grammy nomination. Broglie Enderman Club requested that I review this album, so let's see if it really lives up to all that hype as I review it song by song. Before we go any further, if you like what I'm doing here, consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me, and I'll love you forever. Song number 1 is the title track, Pure Comedy. Pretty sonically generic. Honestly, Elton John did it first and he did it better. It just is a candle in the wind type situation. Pretty straightforward, pop, piano, guitar, ballad. Lyrically, it's cynical at best, nihilistic at worst. Basically, everyone sucks, everyone is stupid, and everyone has misguided faith, except for him. It's pretty much that meme of Homer Simpson where he says, everyone is stupid except me. It kind of feels like he thinks he's the first person to recognize that politicians can be bad,
and that women have it harder than men from an evolutionary standpoint, and that
people have used religion to further selfish purposes.
Obviously he's not. In the end, he kind of tries to pull it back together by saying all that we have is each other, but since he kind of just alienated everybody by saying that everyone is stupid, I don't think it's going to go well for him. I'd say it's 70% skippable. Song number 2 is called Total Entertainment Forever. This is a much more fleshed out pop tune with some sexy saxophone included. I will never complain about some sexy sax. The commentary here about technology and entertainment in our lives is actually somewhat nuanced, which I know it's only the second song in, but trust me, that nuance is going to be pretty rare. The point is that we have entertainment at all time in front of our faces because of technology, something that I think helps us ask some questions of ourselves. It's a good tune. I think the music video is actually pretty cool, really weird. I might do a reaction video for it. I'd say that it's 30% skippable. Song number 3 is called Things That Would Have Been Helpful to Know Before the Revolution. It's a super dreary piano pop ballad, although I will say the strings and horns that he adds in there are a pretty nice touch. It does get pretty boring though. It gets me yawning pretty quickly. The lyrics are back to being weirdly preachy and nihilistic. Takes place in kind of a post-apocalyptic type world. He says things like, the obscene injunction to enjoy life disappears as in a dream, and we return to our native state, our primal scene. You know, some of us just like to enjoy life. I know it seems stupid to you. Find a significant other, brother. He also calls Earth a godless rock that refuses to die. It just rubs me the wrong way how grumpy he is, man. I'd say it's 70% skippable. Song number 4 is called Ballad of the Dying Man. It's a pretty straightforward piano guitar ballad. A little angelic backup singing really fleshes it out and makes it feel a lot more full. The joke of this song is that the dying man thinks that his social commentary is actually important to the world, and that without him, the homophobes and the white supremacists and such would just run amok. You know, it reminds me of like Twitter activists and social justice warriors of all types. Maybe we're getting a little self-depreciating humor here from Father John Misty. I kind of doubt it, but it would be nice to think that. It's a decent song. I'd say it's 40% skippable. Song number 5 is called Birdie. It's a slow, kind of glitchy, guitar-led acoustic ballad. He can't let us forget that Earth sucks and things are never going to get better. Mostly, my biggest complaint about this song is that it's just really boring. I'd say it's 75% skippable. Song number 6 is called Leaving LA. It's a guitar ballad that's pretty stripped back. It's got some strings. You know, initially, I started listening to it and it seemed like one of the more earnest and humble tunes on the album, but then it just didn't end. It just never ends. It's 13 minutes long, and that's about 10 minutes too long for me. And while there may be some positive themes here, a little bit of self-reflection on Father John Misty's part, It's just not worth it. It's not worth it to sit through and wait for. I'd say it's 85% skippable. Song number 7 is called A Bigger Paper Bag. It's another song that's just so completely dreary that you just get bored fast. The bottom line is he is on drugs and alcohol to ignore his own faults. Or at least the character of the song is. I'd say this one is also 70% skippable. Song number 8 is called When the God of Love Returns, There Will Be Hell to Pay. Another piano ballad with angelic backup vocals. Basically, Jesus returns, and Father John Misty informs Jesus about how all of earth already sucks, it's already hell, people are terrible, so sending him to hell won't really change anything. Basically, in this song we learn that Father John Misty is smarter than Jesus. I'd say this one is 65% skippable. Song number 9 is called Smoochie. Smoochie! This one's actually like a John Mayer style ballad, kind of like these soulful guitar type things going on that I really like. One thing he does like, we find out in this song, something that he likes is his wife. He likes his wife. Some of the lyrics still get a tiny bit pretentious, but overall, it's a nice sentiment. He just likes that his wife helps him out when he's down, and his wife apparently has a huge job on her hands. It's a nice song. I would say it's 45% skippable. Song number 10 is called Two Wildly Different Perspectives. It's a super slow piano ballad. The eerie strings and the glitchy drums make it feel pretty uneasy. It addresses how the in-group, out-group thinking, the wild polarization of different parties actually kind of defeats the purpose and is bad for both parties in the end. This is a problem that, has only gotten worse since this album came out in 2017. It seems pretty relevant today. And once again, this song doesn't really hammer you over the head with its message. It's a little bit more nuanced, which I like. I'd say this one is 40% skippable. Song number 11 is called The Memo. It's kind of a sad cowboy bar ballad, but it does have a weird glitchy part in the middle. I find it ironic that he's declaring how unimportant things are, like boy bands. He talks about how stupid boy bands are, yet he seems to find himself and his own message all important. Once again, pompous, yet boring. I'd say it's 60% skippable. Song number 12 is called So I'm Growing Old on Magic Mountain. Just a warning, this song is 10 minutes long. Also another warning, it's not about the theme park. The point of this song is people don't want to grow old. What a crazy social commentary. Here's the thing, if I heard this song on its own, I probably wouldn't be so bugged. But I just, it's within the context of the album. I'd say it's 80% skippable. Song number 13 is called In 20 Years or So. It kind of refers to some environmental scientists who projected that in 20 years or so, should everything go as poorly as possible, global warming would destroy life as we know it. It's 6 minutes long, man, and it's all for just 2 short verses. There's plenty of atmosphere in this song, some nice strings, some swells, and some falls. I think at this point I'm just tired of this dude's attitude. I'd say this one is 60% skippable. Mathematically, adding everything up, this album as a whole is 61% skippable. Father John Misty obviously has experience and skills in the realm of music, but here he tries to cross them with his philosophies, and unfortunately his arrogance and tasteless sarcasm come right along with those philosophies. If you think the world is terrible and that people suck, you'll probably like this album more than I did, but honestly it just rubbed me the wrong way. And listening to it over and over again for this review was pretty painful. Okay, rant over. Thank you for watching this review. If you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications. Let me know in the comments what you think about this album. It's really okay if you don't agree. I believe that all musical opinions are valid, and I'd love to hear yours. I'll leave links in the description below for some of the music videos for this album, as well as link to my podcast, Music Meritocracy, my playlist for Best of 2019, as well as my playlist for Best of 2020, which is a playlist that I'm updating constantly. Also stay tuned next week for that Kanye review. I'm Trent Windsor, and this is The Perfect Shuffle. Dude, shut up. I'm yelling and I need to stop yelling.